Hello, this is Matt on the Moon Lambo channel. Look, we tried to warn everyone. Everyone outside of the XRP community, we were screaming it, and fine, I understand that the toxic Bitcoin maximalists, they're hanging out in their own little echo chamber, and that can to a degree, of course, exist in any circle, in any community in crypto, including the XRP community, but on this particular point, my God, we were right. And it was so obvious. I've insisted, and I've had genuine, near 100% conviction that this indeed would be the case, that XRP absolutely would participate this market cycle and rally to the upside. And it sure as hell has in November. What a dramatic move. And it's stunned a lot of people, but it shouldn't have. It shouldn't. If you were paying attention and you could just set aside your negative bias towards XRP, your XRP derangement syndrome, if you could just set that aside, you would have seen what the rest of us have been seeing this whole freaking time. XRP is one of the most useful cryptos in the entire space. It was artificially suppressed. It missed last cycle effectively as a result of the SEC lawsuit, but it's been consolidating for the better part of a freaking decade. It is no surprise that we have been seeing the performance that we've been seeing. We tried to warn all of these people. We really did. And they were wrong, obviously, to think that XRP wouldn't participate. It's just based on historic precedent. And if you could just sufficiently apply the chart analysis that you'd apply to any other damn coin, you would see that this was the most probable outcome. And here we are. So in this video, I'm going to share with you perspective from a number of individuals, chart analysts, just bringing up that point. And I think it's some very fair venting. They're talking about how they were called crazy, this or that. Because think about this. So I've been following most of the analysts that I follow today. Most of them I've been following for many, many years. Some of them it's been more frequently. Like there's some I started following more recently this year. Sure. But I'm just telling you, I know that these analysts, and nobody gets anything absolutely perfect, and people make mistakes, but my God, on the whole, these are some pretty damn good analysts, or I wouldn't be wasting my time following them. Like, they are so frequently correct. And to see, like, in unison almost, them saying this is what is most probable to occur, and then it happens, like, that's not surprising to me. But this whole time, they were told that they're insane. And I will tell you this, fine, YouTubers like me, fine, we get yelled at. It's the internet, it's fine, you just don't have a thin skin, it's fine, it's not a big deal. But I will tell you this, these analysts get it way, way worse. They get beaten over the head way worse than any other, crypto YouTuber ever will who is not a chart analyst. And so I respect them for putting up with that nonsense. Because when you're talking about directionally where you say, because you put your neck on the line where you think it's going to go, of course they're going to respond like that. So let me share with you some examples, but I do want to start with this first because I was mentioning, I guess in my last video actually, that Bitcoin dominance today specifically, interesting directionally where it was going, but even if you look at the monthly candle, charting guy here seems to think that we've already seen the shift. And I've seen this from multiple analysts. I just have this one example for this video. It's not like the thrust of this video, but I wanted to mention it at least. And you do ultimately want to see Bitcoin dominance decrease, even though the price ideally would keep going up, because that just means that money from Bitcoin, the profits that people would take, would flow into XRP and other large cap coins, right? And so his post here, just from this morning, he said, it's over for Bitcoin dominance. That monthly candle is ugly. And you can see it in purple right here. And so, it was up to what? A little over 60%. And now it's at 57.43%. So we'll see if directionally keeps doing that. I'm not going to predict on whether or not that's the case, but eventually, even if this wasn't it, you're still going to see that turnaround. But other analysts out there, I've seen, again, I just didn't pull up examples, but they're like, yeah, this is the moment where our alt season's starting. We'll see. I want to see more perspectives from additional analysts on that, but it's certainly compelling. Then there's this post from chart analyst Dr. Magic just from this morning. He said, in some hours, we print a new monthly candle. Think the next target is pretty obvious, and you can see what he's mapped out here. So obviously, having now broken through the resistance at the 786 Fibonacci level, which is $1.61, the next one he's got listed here is $3.31, which, depending on who you ask, that's the all-time high. And different platforms state different all-time highs for various reasons, where they're pulling data from, whether it's Live Coin Watch, CoinMarketCap, but frequently I see this level cited as well. And he's saying, that's next. Well, I don't know about you, but I buy it. I mean, I don't know that it's going to happen, but in terms of concept, like, what direction are we going to go? Ultimately to new all-time high, even if we have to consolidate a little bit further. I mean, just think the last week we consolidated and then XRP burst yet again to the upside. Here's a post from chart analyst Dom. I don't blame him one bit. Look at this. He says, XRP And mind you, this chart's going back towards the all-time high. So you can see 2017, the beginning of this chart. And he says, XRP, some people thought this 7-year triangle wouldn't play out, with a little laugh emoji, well placed, I'd say. And he says, and here we are, plus 205% later. Look at this symmetrical triangle. I have been highlighting this from so many analysts for this entire year, and I said, I can't tell you exactly when it's going to happen, but it's going to happen. You know, unless we, and my caveat was always, unless we have a black swan event, the whole market falls apart, some sort of global calamity, blah, 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 blah. That hasn't happened to this point, and once you know it, it did what you'd expect. It was going to break hard one way or another. After consolidating for 7 years, it's going to break either hard up or hard down. Given that we're in a bull market, I was saying the whole year, you better expect what's most probable, though not certain, is a break to the upside. And here we are. This should not be surprising. We tried to warn everybody that would listen. People didn't want to buy XRP when it was 40-something cents, but they sure as hell want to buy it when it's almost $2. Surprise, surprise. Except I'm not surprised. Here's a post from the great Matsby. I'm going to share part of this. This is from December 4th of last year, when it would have been harder to believe that what has actually unfolded this past month actually would unfold. And so he wrote, XRP will reach previous all-time high price by the first week of November 2024. I rarely make price and time predictions, but I will pin this tweet just for fun to see what happens. And then he went on to explain why, for the sake of the video, like time-wise, I'm not going to read literally the whole thing, but you can pause if you want to. But even though that didn't literally come to pass, and he was just doing it for fun, so I don't blame him if it's just a little for fun thing, but you're not saying, yeah, it's for sure it's going to happen, I'm certain. Okay, I can respect it. That's totally fine. But he reposted that just this morning, and he said, almost a year ago, I made this prediction. It's not all-time highs by first week of November 2024, but the idea was there. Most people thought I was crazy back then. Well, I'll tell you what, I didn't think it was crazy. The idea that XRP could be rallying by now, even though I don't make price predictions and time predictions and all that crap. But yeah, I don't think any of that's crazy. And anybody that thought it was crazy, they've got to be in some sort of ridiculous Bitcoin echo chamber, right? Just irrational XRP hatred, something like that, the XRP derangement syndrome. Otherwise, you don't think stuff like that because it doesn't make sense based on historic precedent and genuine chart analysis. It never made sense. And here we are. And I hope I'm mostly preaching to the choir. I bet most of you listening actually firmly get this. It's satisfying to see that we're validated here. Like we are. And I know we still got to see the new all-time high, but to this point, we sure as hell have been. I don't think it's going to stop here. Here's a post from chart analyst Javon Marks. This is from just yesterday, the 29th. He said, this is XRP BTC chart. And here's the first picture that he wanted to share. So this is before the most recent price action. So this is as of, looks like he pulled this from July. And XRP BTC said, the signs were not only there, but shared to you. Exactly. Anybody that would listen, we've been saying this. Anybody with half a brain who's being intellectually honest could see this was the most probable outcome, though not certain, but here we are. So that's XRP BTC. Now, here's the new slide. Look at that. Wouldn't you know it, rocket to the upside. Like I've been saying the whole damn year. I know XRP was for years and years and years falling down against Bitcoin, but as I insisted, based on historic precedent and what chart analysts have been saying, XRP always finds a bottom every single market cycle against Bitcoin. Wouldn't you know it? It bumped up against that lower trend line that so many analysts have drawn so many times, and it burst to the upside. How could you possibly be surprised? Here's a post from chart analyst Crypto Michael. He shared let me read this first. There's a post from Watcher Guru that he shared. Watcher Guru on the 29th wrote, just in, XRP officially surpasses $100 billion market cap. Oh, you love to see it. You absolutely love to see it. And Crypto Michael reposted that and said, remember when they called me delusional for calling for an XRP parabolic rally? I always have the last laugh. Look, this is well-deserved after everything that these analysts have been through, and they've been berated by a bunch of idiots on the internet with their stupid little Cheetos-crusted fat fingers typing on the keyboard. Shut the hell up. Just enjoy your little ham and cheese hot pocket in your mom's basement and stop saying stupid things. Here's a post from Charting Guy. This is from January 12th of this year. XRP bull market outlook. Higher highs, higher lows. Slow sideways uptrend. Then fall of 2024 to Q1 of 2025. Everything takes off. All crypto stocks, etc., will have a massive pullback melt up at this time. This is just a guess, but either way, I think we see $4 to $13 XRP by early 2025. Again, that was almost a year ago, January of or this year rather, and you get called crazy for saying stuff like this. But now it's broken out of that. It's broken out of the damn triangle, which was always most probable, and it broke out before getting to the apex, which frankly also is to be expected. It's almost 100% of times, if you properly draw in your trend lines, and I'm not a chart guy, but I know this, almost 100% of the time, you're going to see a breakout, whether to the upside or the downside, before you hit the apex, before you hit that. And we sure as hell did here. And it was to the upside because we're in a damn bull market, and that's what the hell makes sense. Here's another post from a charting guy. So he just shared that. Again, that was from January 12th. He reposted that this morning, and he shared quotes from him. He's like, XRP. And again, they deserve to be able to do this. They absolutely deserve to. We are validated here. Slow sideways uptrend. Then fall 2024 to Q1 2025, everything takes off. And he says, literally posted this in January. Spot on. Can't make this up. Yep. It was obvious. Absolutely obvious. And it will, fine. In hindsight, it will be obvious for everyone, for everybody, like all of you listening. I'm willing to bet that the vast majority of you were not doubting this, because it just makes logical sense. So that means that you're smart, and you know, you can reason, use logic, reason, and data. But to everybody else, they're just going to have to figure out after it's too late. That's life, man. There's also this post from Charting Guy, and this was from also today, just this morning. He wrote, in hindsight, this XRP move was absurdly obvious. Myself and many others called the symmetrical triangle out for years, saying that it should break out to the upside this cycle. People mocked me, and others saying nothing would ever happen. They were using emotions, and I was basing my opinion solely on the chart. This is easily the biggest symmetrical triangle I've ever seen in my charting career, and the monthly Bollinger Bands were the tightest I've ever seen. There were only ever two outcomes coming this cycle: a new all-time high or death. Other indicators combined with the cycle timing, astrology, and narratives caused me to pick the bullish outcome and put my money where my mouth was. And check this out, folks. He says, roughly 70% of my entire portfolio is in XRP. Ooh, gotta admire that, man. And look, XRP is my largest individual holding. I should calculate the percentage. It's way bigger than what it was a month ago. It's always been my largest position since I started buying XRP 7 years ago. But now the percentage is wild. I should calculate that. I have a feeling that I know roughly what it is. It's huge. Now, mind you, I hold 42 different cryptocurrencies, so it's still less than half of my total holdings in terms of United States dollars. But my God, way bigger than a few weeks ago. I went a little crazy. Okay, I admit, like in the first few years, I went a little crazy purchasing XRP. I don't regret that. I do not regret that. Anyway, then he says, lagged the market for 2 years, but kept up because of my other cycle low crypto buys and my insane Coinbase and Nvidia trades. Now, we have one of the craziest monthly candles ever seen printing on XRP, with it seeming like it's just the beginning of this massive move higher. Pretty wild how that works, huh? And here's the chart that he shared. Look at that breaking out. Glorious! Absolutely glorious. Here's a post from chart analyst Dark Defender. This is from March 24th of this year. Despite the negativity, XRP is closing its 3 monthly candle in March by breaking the multi-year resistance. There is 1 week left to close that candle above it, and then initial targets $1.88 and then $5.85. All right, so we've already broken that one, $1.88. Seemed impossible, it's never going to happen. People screaming at him, you don't know what you're talking about, and then we broke it. We absolutely broke that. Wait till we absolutely completely shatter even more levels, though. So anyway, he reposted that just this morning. And again, like, you can call these victory laps from these people deserved. Deserved. Absolutely deserved. And you just wait until the all-time high comes, because I'll make another video like this, then it's really deserved. But it's fair. All these people are saying even this wasn't going to happen, but it was so obvious it was going to happen. And so here's what he posted. This is Dark Defender again. He says, this is a sample post from March 2024, referencing, of course, what I just shared with you. And he said, so target 1 confirmed. Congrats, you made it. I don't know how many times we repeat these levels, since I do not delete my analysis, none of them removed so far. You can check and see how we addressed almost everything precisely. Sometimes I felt everyone telling me that I'm wrong in the targets, but I kept believing in myself, in Ripple, in XRP. Most of you who follow me had a tremendous support. I appreciate every single one of you who believed in XRP, Ripple, and Dark Defender. I wouldn't be here without your extraordinary support and belief. He should have just written extraordinary, but that's fine. Extra space ordinary. That's fine. You can do that. You can do that. It's your post. You can do whatever you want, Dark Defender. We're celebrating today. And then he says, we will continue analyzing. We chose to fly where eagles dare. Thank you all. Thanks a lot. Okay, that's a little bit dorky, but I say that with love. I say that with love. We chose to fly where eagles dare. Was that more of like a pterodactyl sound? Pterodactyl with a P? Something like that? I don't know, man. If he's being a dork, I can be a dork. I never said I wasn't. Oh, fucks. This is just getting started, though. So I'm seriously waiting even, like, I've been waiting so long. Wait till I have, and I'm sure many of you are aware of this, I have my Future Dunks bookmark tab. Oh, my God. I cannot wait to unleash that. And I'm looking forward to see who does delete their posts because, as I mentioned before, I've been, from time to time, going through my Future Dunks bookmark tab and just scrolling through, like just like I use a screen recorder to make these videos, and I just scroll through all the posts. So if anybody deletes any of them, I'm going to highlight it and do a side-by-side, and then we'll show the exact same link to where, oops, it's gone now. And I'm sure some of them will. There's so many people that were so, like even to this point, proven disastrously wrong. Disastrously. But it's going to be that much worse for them after the all-time high. And I just noticed, it's weird how suddenly all these XRP haters, they're a little bit quiet now. It's just crickets, right? Just crickets everywhere, all over the whole planet. Go figure. I'm not a financial advisor. You should not buy or sell anything because of anything I say or write. That would be a very, very, very bad idea. Until next time, to the moon, Lambo.